So today I'm continuing with the series I started last week called Life as Art. And my idea is that, and it's not unique to me, that we create our lives as works of art. And that artists are people, just like you and me, who bring the invisible into visibility. If you think about it, that artists bring these concepts of whatever art, if it's visual art or music or dance or whatever that is, that there's this invisible concept or idea that an artist then catches hold of in some way and brings it through into manifestation. And they create works of art. And I think you and I are the artists of our own lives. That we are bringing the invisible into visibility. And that the invisible that we are bringing into visibility, or that as we create our lives as work of art, that invisible is our own essence, the soul of us, if you will. That we are here to bring what I talked about last week as God's masterpiece, that is your soul and my soul, into manifestation. A message from God. God is calling you now to bring your soul into demonstration, and I think that's our mission. And how we do that is unique to each and every one of us. It doesn't mean you have to create beautiful works of art, or you have to be the next Mozart or Bach, or you have to do something that other people admire you for, adore you for. It's about creating your life and being true to you. Your unique expression of the allness God that is. As Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, said, your mission is to be all that you can imagine God to be. And so that is our mission. And last week I talked about the art of believing, and as I said, I wish I had called it the art of faithing. But this week I'm talking about the art of imagining, or an art of imagination. And I wanted to call it the art of imagining. That's what came to me first. But then I remembered this quote from Charles Fillmore. I think we have a slide for it. I mean, not Charles Fillmore, Eric Butterworth. You are already created in the image likeness of God, not can be, if you speak a lot of positive affirmations of truth. Your true image is not something to get. It is the reality to discover. There is that of you that is the likeness of God. It is your I am-age. This is what you really are, what you have always been, your I am-age. The I am, the image and likeness of the Creator, the I am-age. As we talk about the I am, is our Christ nature, our essence, our true light, our true self, whatever word really works for you. And so when I decided to post my blog this week, I called it the art of I am-aging. And some people thought I was saying I am aging. That was not my intent. My intent was I am-aging, so that the power of our imagination, we use that power to image ourselves as the image likeness of God. That, I think, is the true power of using our power of imagination, which is one of our 12 powers that Charles Fillmore discerned and wrote about and talked about quite a bit. So imagination, the true power of imagination is in our ability to I-image ourselves. Does that make sense? Yes? So I am is our nature, our true nature. And I think that what we are doing in making our life a work of art is bringing that into demonstration through us. That we are joining with the soul of us in order to demonstrate it and to manifest it in the world. And so my series is basically focused on how do we do that? What are some things that we can do on a daily basis to help us do just that? And so the series is based on that. And before I go any further, I want to just say that some of the inspiration for this series has come from some books I've been reading recently and books I've read in the past and different ways that authors have used the art of the word, to express their own awarenesses and enlightenments. And so some of those are Reverend Linda Martella Whitsett, who's written a book called Divine Audacity, based on the 12 Powers. Also Father Richard Rohr, who wrote Immortal Diamond and many other works. Eric Butterworth has always been an inspiration to me. So I don't know that I'll be quoting them, and I wanted to give credit to these authors who have been an inspiration to me for this series. So, what is the art of I-imaging? How do we I-image ourselves? Well, I think first of all, it's about getting a concept of God. Now, we're all just making it up anyway, aren't we? Aren't we? Just making up this idea of God? What does God look like? What does God feel like? What is our image of God? So I want you to take a moment, close your eyes, and take a breath. And we're going to activate our power of I-imaging today. So imagine, if you will, in your own mind, God. The power, the source of all creation. The great master artist, if you will. Connect with how you experience God. And sometimes we think about our power of imagination as just visual images. We can use our power of imagination not only to conjure up images, visual images, but also sensations and sounds. So can you imagine the greatest image of this creative life force energy that you can possibly imagine, and know that that's not even all of it? Feel into it. As Charles Fillmore said, you have to feel after God. So feel into that knowing of God. What is God to you? Light, sound, color, images. And just be with that for a moment. God may not even be a word that you choose to use. Maybe it's life, force, energy, creative intelligence, the universe. But imagine the source that is. Now take a breath and open your eyes. And so we have this concept of God. And just imagine, if you will, this allness that is God, this feeling, this image, this visual, this sensation that you have about God. Imagine that energy individuated itself in its totality, like a holographic image of itself as you, in all that it is. That the master artist created this image, likeness, its I-image that is you, in all that it is. And that is your essence, your soul, your particular spirit that you are here to demonstrate and manifest in the world, however that shows up. And so can you imagine that for a moment? Imagine just take a moment, close your eyes, and just begin again to imagine that. Imagine your soul, your spirit, beyond your physical body. That you are a soul. You are an expression of divine creation. And that you are imbued with all of the qualities of the original, the source, the one power, the one presence. And that you are forever included within the allness. And yet you are and contain the allness in microcosm as your very soul that has come into this dimension through your physical being, through your humanity, to express and to bring forth that into creation. I'll take a deep breath once again and open your eyes. And you see your soul, I believe, again, these are all images. These are all concepts, right? They're just concepts that we try to grasp in order to understand, in order to connect, in order to have some experience of God, of ourselves as expressions of God, and how we might then serve God, serve the creation, if you will, through our human expression. Because I think that's really what we are here to do. To be expressions of God in the world. Would you agree? So imagine, if you will, think about it. What are some of the qualities that you would associate with God and associate thus with your own soul? What are some of those? Anybody? Love, compassion, joy, creativity, empathy, wisdom, motivation, light, faith, life, zeal. All of the 12 powers, right? Beauty, order, harmony. All of those ideas, again, they're concepts, aren't they? But they're concepts that when we grasp them, we can have an experience of them. That is an experience of our soul, thus an experience of God, if you will. The creative life force energy. So again, I'm going to invite you to take a moment, close your eyes, and just bring one of those qualities to your mind. One of those qualities, and feel into it. I'm going to take the quality, let me just suggest that we take in this quality of harmony. Harmony is an aspect of the divine. And just be with for a moment that aspect of the divine as you, as a quality of your soul that longs to be expressed, that longs to know itself, that longs to feel, longs to see, longs to hear itself in manifestation and demonstration. Connect with that for a moment. Feel into it. Again, as an aspect of the allness that is the creative life force energy, God individuating itself as that which you are, that which is your soul, longing to express in and through this dimension, through your nature. To feel it, to hear it, to see it. imagine, what does that look like or feel like? Or what do you see when you imagine that in form? When you imagine this divine idea of harmony in form, picture it, see it, sense into it. Remember a time when you really experienced it. Breathe into it. Feel after it. And then take a breath. Come back into the space. What I believe about that is that we can connect with those divine attributes of our soul, those divine attributes of God as you and me, that we connect with harmony and order and peace and compassion and love and power and zeal and life at a deep level within. And then we catch the vision from within about how we might be in service to that divine idea. How that divine idea might express through me or through you. And then we allow that to inform our words, our actions, our thoughts. That we receive that vision or the inspiration from our connection with our divine soul, our spirit. And it is then and there that we bring forth into demonstration those creations in the world. We make our life a work of art by bringing forth things that demonstrate or embody those qualities. And the reason I think this is so important, one of the reasons I think this is so important for us to get, and for me to get, is that I think what happens for us quite often is that we do it in reverse. That we look at the world outside of us and we receive a thought or an inspiration about what we want to create or what we want in the world, what we want to manifest in the world, from seeing it outside of us. And so we work and we strive and we focus our thoughts and our feelings and our actions on demonstrating that. And we can do that. We can do that. We have the power to do that. And I think that we have been doing that too much for far too long. Personally, it's my personal opinion. Because as I look at the world around us, I look at a world that is not embodying and imbued with these ideas of God. I see areas in the world, in my judgment, I understand it's my perspective and my judgment, that are not in harmony, are not compassionate, are not loving, are not in service to life and the good of all creation. That's just my perspective. Why is that? And I think what comes back to me is because I am not really in touch on a continuing basis or even a daily basis with the divine aspects or qualities of God expressing in me, through me, as me, and I am not always committed to being in service to that and allowing that to inform my choices, my actions, my thoughts, my speech. How often do I catch myself speaking things that are not in alignment with what I know to be the truth of me as God expressing? How often do I notice my actions, my choices on a daily basis not being in alignment with what I know are the qualities and aspects of God that want to express through me? Like compassion and love. Why? Because I'm too focused on the external, what I think matters. And I think in order for us to live and to manifest what we know as the kingdom of God on the earth, that we must begin by getting in touch with those aspects of us and living from that, acting from that, and being inspired from that. Not so much asking the question of what do I want? What do I, in my personality self, want? I want to know what God wants to express through me, as me, and allow my ego, my personality, my humanness to be in service to God, the aspect of God that is me. And I believe that's how we bring God's kingdom to the earth. That's how we demonstrate our lives in service and as a work of art. And I know I fall short. Every day. Every day. And it's easy when I fall short to then exacerbate all of that with, oh, you should have. You could have. Why didn't you? What were you thinking? But again, I want to suggest to us that that's just another really a way for the ego to get us hooked. It's a good opportunity. When you find yourself shooting on yourself or shooting on someone else, to stop it. Because you can't change that. But what you can do is make a different choice now. What I can do is make a different choice now. How do I make that different choice? Not by being in service to that mind that's saying you should have. I make a different choice by stopping and connecting with my soul, with my spirit, with that God essence of me, connecting with that quality that wants to be expressed and experienced in the moment, and to invite inspiration from that soul or spirit of me to tell me, move me, What is mine to do now to be in service to that? And I think that's what it's about. And that's how we, in our humanness, serve God, serve each other, serve humanity, serve all of creation. That is how we bring the invisible into visibility as a work of art. And so I encourage you this week, as you go about your week, to take time and focus. Connect with those aspects, those divine qualities of God. Be with them, feel after them, whatever comes up for you. And then ask your higher knowing, how can I demonstrate that quality in the world? What action can I take? What words can I speak? What thoughts can arise from there? And remember that you are God's masterpiece. You are imbued with all of the qualities of the master artist. And your thinking, your words, your actions are the tools that we use to demonstrate that in the world. Hi, I'm David Howard, and I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you for supporting the ministry here at Unity Spiritual Center, Denver. If you found this video to be inspiring or encouraging in any way, I would also invite you to consider making a tax-deductible donation in support of our ministry. Give that prayerful consideration, and if you'd like to donate, please click on the link at the end of this video. It will take you to a site in which you can do just that. Thank you for supporting us here at Unity Spiritual Center, Denver.